Baik, cek. Selamat malam Bapak Ibu yang sudah berada di ruang Zoom. Saya persilakan yang tidak terkendala oleh perangkat maupun jaringan, silakan bisa menyalakan kameranya terlebih dahulu Bapak Ibu. Bapak Ibu juga dipersilakan untuk dapat memperkenalkan diri dengan cara menyebutkan nama dan juga asal instansinya di kolom chat Zoom ya. Dipersilahkan kita bisa pemanasan terlebih dahulu, bisa sapa-sapa terlebih dahulu supaya saling mengenal ya Bapak Ibu yang hadir di pertemuan malam hari ini. Untuk Bapak Ibu yang mungkin masih berada di live stream YouTube, saya persilakan untuk dapat langsung saja berpindah ke ruang Zoom karena tentu saja kapasitasnya masih terbuka lebar sekali. Untuk Bapak Ibu dapat bergabung supaya nanti bisa mendapatkan kesempatan untuk berinteraksi dengan peserta yang lain ataupun juga dengan narasumber nanti secara langsung ketika sesi diskusi ataupun materi. Begitu ya Bapak Ibu. Dipersilakan Bapak Ibu dapat langsung saja memperkenalkan diri. Di sini sudah ada yang semangat sekali Bapak Irman Nepo dari MAN 2 Kota Padang. Selamat malam Bapak, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung. Dipersilakan untuk Bapak Ibu yang lain dapat menyusul memperkenalkan diri, menyebutkan nama dan juga asal instansinya. Untuk kegiatan akan kita mulai di pukul 7:35 ya Bapak Ibu. Sambil kita menunggu mungkin Bapak Ibu yang lain masih menyambungkan, masih mencoba untuk bergabung ke ruang Zoom, kita tunggu sambil kita berkenalan terlebih dahulu begitu ya. Dipersilakan Bapak Ibu dapat langsung saja memperkenalkan diri. Ada Ibu Magdalena dari SMA 5 Kabupaten Tangerang. Selamat malam. Kemudian ada juga Ibu Siti Jumiati dari Banjarmasin. Selamat malam Ibu, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung. Ada Bapak Haryadi dari MAN 1 Sarolangun dari Jambi. Selamat malam Bapak, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung. Kemudian ada juga Ibu Zainata Ilin dari SMK Asalam Bantur Malang. Selamat malam Ibu, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung dan juga menyalakan kameranya. Semoga tetap semangat ya Ibu dari awal sampai hari kegiatan nanti. Kemudian ada juga Bapak Hairul dari SD 15 Kambuno Sinjai. Selamat malam Bapak. Ada juga Ibu Zailin Ayu dari MTS Yaumin. Kemudian Ibu Ernawati dari MTS 2 Aceh Besar. Ada juga Ibu Masdah dari Sulawesi Barat, dari MTS Yayasan Pramatu Talu. Selamat malam Ibu, terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung. Ibu Sita juga dari Semarang, selamat malam. Terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung. Baik, untuk Bapak Ibu yang sudah berada di live streaming ataupun juga di ruang Zoom malam hari ini, silakan bisa berikan saya respon berupa jempolnya. Jika sudah siap untuk kita mulai kegiatan malam hari ini, silakan bisa direspon terlebih dahulu nih. Bisa diketikkan kata siap atau boleh ditunjukkan jempolnya Bapak Ibu. Jika sudah siap kita mulai kegiatan malam hari ini, silahkan bisa diketikkan kata siap atau boleh juga ditunjukkan jempolnya, dipersilahkan. Apakah sudah siap atau mungkin Kak Hia nanti dulu dong, saya belum siap begitu, barangkali masih mau persiapan. Dipersilakan apakah sudah siap atau mau nanti dulu nih Bapak Ibu sekalian. Oke, sepertinya sudah ready sekali, sudah siap semua ya ini Bapak Ibu. Wah, oke, luar biasa. Sudah siap, sudah semangat. Kalau begitu, saya izin untuk buka acaranya terlebih dahulu ya, Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. I extend a friendly hello to each and every one of you. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan Rahayu. Saya ucapkan selamat datang kepada Bapak Ibu Guru hebat, teman-teman hebat dari seluruh Nusantara dalam acara Seminar Nasional Bahasa Inggris oleh Guru ID ya, Bapak Ibu, dengan tema Inovatif Pedagogies for English Language Teaching in Indonesian Classroom. Di pertemuan malam hari ini Bapak Ibu bersama dengan saya Hia, moderator yang akan membersami Bapak Ibu selama kurang lebih 1,5 jam bersama dengan narasumber yang sudah ready juga, yang sudah semangat juga untuk membersami Bapak Ibu di pertemuan malam hari ini, yang sudah ada di ruang Zoom juga bersama dengan kita Bapak Ibu. Baik, sebelum kita mulai, alangkah lebih baiknya apabila kita berdoa terlebih dahulu agar kegiatan bisa berjalan dengan lancar dan dapat menjadi manfaat untuk kita semua. Menurut agama dan kepercayaan masing-masing, berdoa dipersilahkan. Amin, amin, dan alamin berdoa tidak pernah dicukupkan. Baik, Bapak Ibu, sekali lagi saya ucapkan selamat datang, selamat bergabung bagi yang sudah ada di ruang Zoom malam hari ini, ataupun mungkin menyempatkan diri mengikuti via live streaming di channel YouTube English Space. Sekali lagi untuk Bapak Ibu yang masih berada di live stream YouTube, saya persilakan dapat langsung saja bergeser ke ruang Zoom ya Bapak Ibu, karena kapasitasnya masih terbuka lebar sekali. Nantinya Bapak Ibu bisa berinteraksi, bisa berdiskusi juga ketika sudah dimulai sesinya ya Bapak Ibu bersama dengan narasumber ataupun juga dengan Bapak Ibu peserta yang lain. Barangkali juga nanti ketemu dengan Bapak Ibu dari daerah yang sama begitu menambah relasi ya Bapak Ibu. Oke baik, tadi sudah saya sempat sebutkan narasumber untuk kegiatan kita malam hari ini sudah hadir ya Bapak Ibu. Mungkin kita bisa berkenalan terlebih dahulu, bisa sapa-sapa terlebih dahulu supaya nanti ketika sesi materi juga Bapak Ibu sudah kenal nih dengan beliau. Jadi lebih enak lagi ya Bapak Ibu kalau misalkan mau sharing-sharing begitu. Langsung saja kita berkenal dengan narasumber hebat kita, ada Miss Tia Aska. Selamat malam, Miss Tia.
Selamat malam, Mbak Hia. Apa kabar? Terdengar
Bagaimana
suara
kabar?
saya tadi, Mbak Hia?
Iya, sudah terdengar, Miss. Terima kasih banyak sudah menyempatkan diri malam hari ini. Bagaimana kabarnya malam hari ini, Miss? Sehat?
Luar biasa.
Luar
Sehat,
biasa.
luar biasa. Mbak Hia sehat? Bapak dan Ibu sehat?
Alhamdulillah dan sehat. Semoga Bapak Ibu yang hadir dalam ruang Zoom ataupun juga live stream malam hari ini juga dalam keadaan sehat tanpa ada kekurangan suatu apapun. Semoga semangatnya dari Miss Tia juga nular nih kepada Bapak Ibu yang hadir malam hari ini. Oke, baik Miss Tia. Untuk tema malam hari ini luar biasa menarik sekali ya terkait dengan inovatif pedagogis begitu. Kira-kira mungkin bisa di-spill sedikit saja untuk Bapak Ibu yang hadir malam hari ini kira-kira apa saja sih yang akan dibahas bersama seperti itu dipersilahkan.
Kita mau bahas teknik-teknik mungkin ya, teknik dan juga tips dan triks untuk bisa menyamakan langkah dengan anak-anak kita yang serba berteknologi dan ber-AI sekarang ini tuh gimana sih gitu ya, Bapak dan Ibu. Insya Allah.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih banyak nih, Miss ya, bocorannya sedikit saja ya, Bapak Ibu, supaya tetap penasaran begitu. Jadi mengikuti dari awal sampai akhir terkait dengan teknik-teknik. Biasanya Bapak Ibu tuh suka sekali begitu kalau sudah membahas teknik, tips, and trick begitu. Biasanya Bapak Ibu sudah sangat bersemangat ya, karena mungkin Bapak Ibu juga mencari kira-kira apa nih yang bisa diterapkan, apa nih yang bisa dilakukan. Kalau begitu, saya persilakan Bapak Ibu dapat langsung saja mempersiapkan perangkat dan juga alat tulisnya. Barangkali mencatat ataupun juga merekam pertemuan malam hari ini. Yang tidak bisa mencatat ataupun merekam juga tidak perlu khawatir karena nanti akan ada materi yang disampaikan ataupun juga ada tayangan ulangnya ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi tidak perlu khawatir ketinggalan begitu. Oke, baik. Karena Bapak Ibu sudah siap juga, saya persilakan untuk Misti ya dapat langsung dimulai sesi materi dipersilahkan.
Baik, terima kasih Mbak Hia. Mbak Hia semangatnya luar biasa. Bapak dan Ibu kita jadi terpompa ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam, salam sejahtera Bapak dan Ibu. Salam kenal, saya Tia. Biasa ya, murid-murid saya biasanya manggilnya Miss Tia gitu ya. Saya tidak menyiapkan slide perkenalan. I was thinking sekarang yang kita kurang dari majunya teknologi adalah interaksi otentik ya antara uh, secara sosial antara manusia dengan manusia gitu. Nah, saya cerita aja karena kita manusia suka banget dengar cerita. Jadi saya co-founder dari Mahir English Course dan juga saat ini mengemban amanah jadi country manager di Class Point dan at Cafe kalau Bapak dan Ibu pernah dengar ya. Jadi mungkin nanti saya ada beberapa tips yang bersinggungan ya, karena itu yang saya kuasai. Malam ini diberikan tugas dari tim Ink Space cukup berat ya membahas pedagogi. Wah, padahal saya bukan expertnya, tapi Bapak dan Ibu yang pasti expertnya nanti kita bahas bersama. Allow me to speak in English, Bapak dan Ibu, because I believe all of you are English teachers, English educators. Can you please fill with me? Which level or which grade are you teaching? And in which school? I know that you've already introduced yourself. Some of you are from Makassar, Padang, Sumbar, but I don't know which lesson subject you teach and which grade or level do you teach. Can you please send your answers on the Zoom chat? Bapak dan Ibu, I'd like to know you better. Ah, wah, ini jangan malu-malu ya. Oh, saya kurang bagus dengan Romawi ini. Kelas 10 dan 12. 11 dan 12, betul ya? Ibu Irmane Bu Usman. Vocational High School, Miss Niken. Okay. The others? which school you're teaching, which level you're teaching, and I believe you're teaching English. Haryadi, yes, Haryadi, which level? 7, Ibu Siti Jumiati. 11. Okay, great, thank you. Um, would you mind if I keep speaking in English, or would you like me to mix with Bahasa Indonesia? Can you let me know on the Zoom chat? Ibu Ernawati, I teach English for second grade of junior high school. Nice. Great. English is okay. Thank you. Okay. 12th grade. SD 3 to 6 primary. Okay. I teach in MTS 8 and 9 grade. All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay, because I sometimes being an English teacher, it's rare for me to find a person who I can speak with English with in English with, and sometimes our colleague teachers, they're also reluctant to speak in English. So let's make sure tonight is English club, English night. So I'm going to deliver my material in English as well. Let me know if you want me to mix in Bahasa. Here and there, I will mix it anyway. Allow me to share my screen, Bapak dan Ibu. First thing that I want to share with you is the common problems that we have in Indonesia. So my apology is if my what do you call it? The title of my presentation tonight is a bit controversial, yeah. Let me just change my class. So if you want to join my class, tonight's class is in night. I'm using Classpoint, Bapak dan Ibu, because later I will share a couple of techniques and tips and tricks on how we can, create an innovative pedagogical perspective when we're teaching English in Indonesia. I want to start with the problem first. Why Indonesian students struggle with English fluency? Now, each of us, when we're still a student in Indonesia, each of us was being taught in our school a minimum of 9 years, right? 6 years in primary, 3 years. Well, wait, not even 9 years, more than 9 years, 12 years. Some of us are 6 years in primary, 3 years in junior high, and then another 3 years in secondary. That's a minimum. But why it doesn't make us fluent in communicating in English? Moreover, verbally communicating with people. I remember first time if I see this kind of person, white man, I'm kind of nervous because I don't know what to say to him. If he says something to me, it makes me, terrified. I cannot reply what he's saying. So I think this is common problem with our students generally in Indonesia. Let's go deeper into the problem itself, and let me know if you don't agree or you do agree. You find it's common even nowadays, the era of AI, and how we can actually solve this in our classroom. So why Indonesian students struggle with English fluency? Now, English is being taught weekly in Indonesia, right? Typically, yeah, because English is mandatory subject in schools. Correct me if I'm wrong. Typically, it's being taught 2 to 3 times per week, and the curriculum focuses on grammar and vocab. However, it has a limited focus on speaking and listening. Reading is not speaking. Reading is, reading something on the textbook. It is not speaking because speaking requires two-ways communications, right? Replying, listening, that's speaking. And then students often memorize instead of practice. I think all of us kind of agree. This is what at least what I experienced when I was a student. Oh, you cannot join the link. Let me just send another link. You can actually click and join the link using your mobile phone or other device that you're using. Uh, yeah, I will still keep the class open. So again, English being taught weekly in Indonesia, it's mandatory. Um, but however, I was talking about speaking before. Um, some of the classrooms that were conducted, it has limited speaking practice in a class because we have some curriculum, some standards, some benchmarks, some targets that we need to deliver to the kids. They need to have certain exams. Now, the classes usually focus more on reading and writing. It has lack of confidence to speak English aloud. And then large class, uh, you know, some of our classes are 30 students, even 40 students, 20 plus students, right? Large classes size, class sizes reduce individual speaking time because you want to have everyone have their turn in speaking in reading material. And this is very common. This is very common. Even my students up until today, they have this issue. Fear of making mistakes discourages participation. Sometimes our kids in the classroom, they will laugh on the other kids when they're being highlighted, when they are making mistakes, right? It makes them shy and discourage next participation. So this is what happened in our classroom. A bit more, when they step out of the classroom, the exposure is very minimal because they're not being surrounded with English media consumption, even though now is actually a lot better because the games instructions are in English, right? But this is what is really rare. It's very few opportunities for real conversations. Unlikely, yeah, our students during their break time, they speak in English. That's very unlikely. Because English is not widely used socially, they don't think it's important to them. Moreover, they think it's difficult. That's why it reduces the practical language acquisition. Now, I hope that this is the common problems that we deal every single day with our students. Um, Now it's a very, a celebration to teachers, also to students, because the technology is here now. Right? But some of the classes that conduct the English lessons, still underutilizing using the technology in the classroom because technology could enhance language learning, but some of our few schools, they use multimedia or apps. They still use the traditional teaching. Sometimes they do use media and technology, but not every schools, not really rapidly being used. And then not only that, also they have limited access to online English resources sometimes. And some students miss interactive practice opportunities. Keep in mind that the help of technology can boost engagement and fluency. Later, we will talk a lot more deeper on that and how to look it in practice. Bapak dan Ibu, today's agenda or tonight's agenda from Ink Space class is about innovative pedagogical solutions. What are the new methods that can improve fluency outcomes? We already being exposed about the task-based and communicative teaching. Task-based in the previous era, we know about what do you call it? PJBL, yeah, PJBL, kurikulum merdeka berbasis proyek, ya. That's actually one of the key to make it relevant for students to know how to use and how to practice their English. And not only that, we can incorporate games and real life scenarios as well. Later, I'll give you some of the ideas and the examples. And this is really crucial, the usage of multimedia, because as we know, our students, uh, each one of them now using gadgets, internet, AI, they're playing Roblox. In Roblox, they meet people from around the world, not only from Indonesia, that requires them to communicate, not only in Bahasa Indonesia, but also in English. And it's also crucial to have an English clubs where you create some sort of this comfy environments where they get accepted, they're able to express and participate in the activities. And last thing is, of course, just like tonight, you as a teacher, you're trying to improve and learn new things. What are the modern techniques? What are the things that I can implement by sharing through this kind of webinar? So again, thank you for Ainspace class and Iguru to make it happen for us to gather tonight. So furthermore, before I go into practical, couple of things that we need to make sure to realize first. The crucial part is to strengthen the 21st century skills. 21st century skills is being really popular since a few years ago. And in Indonesia, since the COVID time, we are being introduced by 21st century skills, right? To push the higher order thinking skills of our students. That's one of the crucial things. So AI can replace routine tasks such as grammar checking or translation. I'm not saying that grammar isn't important anymore, but it's not as the priority as before because our students now can really go to AI directly to check whether the grammar is correct or wrong. But what AI cannot replace is the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication skills. And that is why that's when our role is really needed. What we can really focus with our students, we can focus on the authentic communications with them. Like, when you want to have a task activity, instead of reading and taking turn in answering questions, you can discuss, introduce one topic and then do a discussions, do a debate, do a presentations, because these skills that are going to be needed when they step out of the school stage, when they deal with the real world. So rather than merely memorizing grammar rules, because again, really AI and technology now can really easy to check and to give the correct answers. We don't want that, right? We need to train the students now to think critically about digital content, including distinguishing between real and fake information. Now, maybe you've heard that AI can hallucinate. It can give fake facts. Now, our role is to be the medium between this technology and our students, to give them an awareness if they get information from the internet, information from the AI and other technologies, making sure that it's real. How to let them know about that? Of course, to introduce them about the digital literacy. To make sure that they do layers of research before saying yes to that information that they get in. So these kind of things that AI really cannot help. And last is use English as a tool to express original ideas, not just to memorize sentences. To think in English, to act, to react in English. But you can actually introduce this bit by bit, not all at once, of course, based on the class level that you teach. Last slide before I go to the practical and techniques that I'd like to introduce. The next best thing or the next important thing is to develop the soft skills and their EQ. In the AI era, interpersonal and emotional abilities are key on the human advantages. This is something that AI cannot do. And this is something that us, we are the one who shape our students. We need to design real world relevant tasks such as, creating podcasts, vlogs, or business emails in English. Something that they can incorporate their interpersonal and emotional abilities in it. We need to create a classroom environment that is inclusive, empathetic, and collaborative by change just, a small bit of the way we deliver, the way we ask our students, and encourage. This is a super important because some of my students actually shared how they feel stress free when they are being encouraged by their teachers, even when making mistakes, something AI cannot teach, right? This kind of thing betul-betul butuh kita yang langsung gitu ya, touch ke setiap personality anak-anak kita. And before I move to another slides, of course, we need to encourage lifelong English learning to them. Motivation and habit are vital for fluency. Not only encouraging English use in daily life, we can promote watching movies, reading in English as well, support self. This is something that we do every day, but this is something that we might forget. Celebrate small successes to build confidence. As an example, if they, give a correct answer, even wrong answer, celebrate it. Great job. Great job. However, you can improve. That's excellent. Dan tabiat manusia sangat suka sekali pujian ya, Bapak dan Ibu. Kalau mereka dipuji, mereka akan lebih confident. Oh, I'm doing good. Oh, I'm not doing that good. But then my teacher actually recognized my effort. Now, these are a couple of things that I believe all of us already doing. So this is just a reminder on how we can do stuff. I will move to my next presentation, Bapak dan Ibu. I want to share how actually you can change just a bit on how you deliver things with your students, and encourage them to be very active in the classroom, participative. At the end of the day, the way we teach can help to improve their higher order thinking skill. First of all, I'm going to ask you all to please join my class. Again, thank you I already have 3 people joining my class. I have, a lot actually, 5. Let me award stars to everyone. And I'm going to wait for you guys, ya langsung. Bapak dan Ibu yang mau bergabung, silahkan. So you can join my link. I've already shared the link on Zoom chat. You can join using your, what do you call it? Your laptop or your mobile phone, and feel free to join because we will have a couple of activities together online. And I want to make it interactive. Jadi Bapak dan Ibu bisa tahu gimana sih contoh-contohnya gitu ya, ngerasain jadi anak didik, jadi anak didik saya jadi gurunya dong, merasakan jadi peserta pada saat gurunya mencoba menghadirkan nuansa berbeda dalam pembelajaran di dalam kelas dalam bahasa Inggris ya. Baik, so I already have a couple of you joining. Thank you for those that just join. I'm going to start with my first slide. So what I'm using in here, Bapak dan Ibu, while I'm waiting for more people to join, let me introduce ClassPoint. So ini yang saya sudah kuasai, makanya ini yang saya bawakan dan menurut saya sangat mudah sekali, Bapak dan Ibu, karena dia berbasis PowerPoint ya. Dan nanti Bapak dan Ibu yang berkenan mau coba, mau download, bisa langsung ke ClassPoint, download, dia akan langsung masuk dan nempel di PowerPoint-nya Bapak dan Ibu. So, ClassPoint is a real-time interactive quizzes for every occasion. It has up until 9 different quiz types that you can use inside PowerPoint. That's what I'm going to use tonight. So I'm going to try to share a couple of examples that you can use with ClassPoint for your English teaching. I will put up my live presentation and see who are already joining. Yay! Thank you, people who already joined. Let me award stars to everyone. Okay, so the first example that I have in here, again, we don't, in the previous slide, I shared how we have limited speaking practice with our students. Even sometimes this, speaking skills ability are not being taught sufficiently. So then our student will not only understand about the word, but they know how to say it and they know how to use it in a context, in a sentence, right? So this is just an example. I'm teaching about syllables and I want them to be able to separate the syllables on each word because by separating it, then I can teach them on how to say it, how to pronounce it, which section is to be stressed, right? I'm using slide drawing in here, but what you can do, I'll start my slide drawing. I'll show how it looks like. I will also join a class on my laptop. Right, the class code was Ignite. Yeah, in class code, yeah, I will join. So if you're using your mobile phone, you can click on open slide. And then as a student, di sini diminta how many syllables are in each word. So inseparable ada 5 ya. Jadi inseparable. Jadi Bapak dan Ibu bisa coba jawab. Unbelievable. Nah, ini kira-kira ada berapa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'm going to write 5 in here. So this is how you can do it. Please do the remaining. Environment, family, understandable, camera. I'm going to submit this. So again, this is an example on how you can conduct this kind of lesson in your class. Bapak dan Ibu, I'll go back to my presentation to see if any of you already sending it. So with ClassPoint, I'm able to see the time that I spent and also who already sent their answers using slide drawing. This way, not only they are able to recognize a new word that you're introducing, but they get to, do some activity with the word itself. Not only repeating, but they realize on how to do that. Do the separating, right? Let's say what I did just now is, unbelievable. Oh, unbelievable itu ada 4 syllables. Kenapa dia ada 4 syllables? Nah, ini kan sesuatu yang nanti kita bisa coba ajarkan lebih lanjut gitu ya. Not only doing it personally, you can actually group them. Like group them, 3 of them, 5 of them, and then they can discuss together. Menurut kamu family itu ada berapa ya? Family. 3 kali ya. Berarti dipotongnya di mana gitu. So, peer pairing activities a lot more fun to do and really easy because who now don't have any mobile phone, right? Or even if they're not allowed to use mobile phones, you can bring them to a library, computer library, and then they can do it in pairs. Just an example. So let me open. I think some of you already. Kita lihat Ibu Alifah. Unbelievable. 5. Great. Environment. Nah, jadi envi ya. Ronnya jadi satu. Vi-nya di sini environment. Environment. 4. Excellent. Family. Family. Great. Understandable. Wah, panjang ya. Understand. Di sini berarti ya, standable. Standable. No, this is correct. Yes, standable. Camera. Camera is actually 2, not 3. Cam and era. Camera. Now, this way, what you also can do, you can insert this answer as a slide, and then you can discuss it. Bapak Ibu yang masih mau coba jawab boleh. And then if you insert it as a slide, you can discuss with the entire class. So unbelievable, everyone. Unbelievable. Nah, ini jawabannya dari teman kita, Alifah Laila Sari. Betul ya? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can you repeat after me? Unbelievable. So not only they get to repeat, but they know how to chunk it, right? So this is an idea on how you can teach the class. I have more answers coming in. Thank you. Don't forget to write down the number of syllables. How many syllables are there? Great. Okay. More coming in. Thank you. I will close the submission in 30 more seconds. So imagine less than 10 minutes, you are able to collect responses from your students. You also can check by live status. You can see, wah ini kenapa ya masih pending 9 gitu ya. Nah ini kan berarti bisa didatengin ke mejanya satu-satu gitu. Do you need help with some of the words? And then it creates a sense of personalizing teaching as well with this kind of tool. 5 minutes is up. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to award stars to all. Great job. And moreover to Ibu Alifa. Thank you. Next one, an example that I have in here, still with the slide drawing. It's slightly different. Let's say we're teaching a higher level students. They already know the couple of words, difficult words as well, and then you introduce them. Hey, welcome to a business world where formal language is being used, and this is an example from a real email. And even you can turn the one that you have on your textbook into this slide, and then ask your student to highlight the right word for each sentence. So an example, you can also do this if you want. This is how they can do it. They can open the slides. They can choose the highlighter in here. So I am writing with, is it reference or regarding? So reference is a lot more proper to our telephone conversation this morning about your order. I need to regret or apologize. So you can ask your students to, try to guess the correct word in a different format. So not only, multiple choice, but this is a way on how they can recognize which one is the correct one based on the sentence. So no longer memorizing, because this is contextual. And after that, you also can discuss with them which one is the correct one and why. Again, it will improve their not only critical thinking skill, but also recognizing some difficult words and how to put it in a sentence. Also the reasoning behind that. Let me try to submit this one. Okay, I will be able to get that answer. And yeah, you can also, insert it as a slide. Let me just insert that as a slide. You are welcome to try and answer that. And when you answer it online, you can let them know which one is correct, which one is wrong. Let's say this one you haven't answer. Do you think it's regret or apologize? And then your students, they will take turn. It's regret, it's apologize, and you can challenge them. Why do you think it's regret? And why do you think it's not apologize? Because it doesn't go with that. Because now you can, share the reasoning, and you can explain to them when to use regret and when to use apologize. Something like that. Again, so this is an example. Thank you. I think there's an answer coming in. Mr. or Miss Rosie? So this one is, let me insert it as a slide, right? So we can discuss it together. This is how it looks like. So we can even mark it online. So, they're the students in the class, each other, they can reflect and see the responses from their colleagues. So they can have a peer support in that way. So I'm writing with reference regarding to our telephone conversation. I must regret, I must apologize for the delay in processing this order. I can now confirm the goods have been shipped and should reach you. Excellent. Yes. Oh, sorry. This one is correct. Yes. Within 10 working days, we have taken special care. Yes, great. To make sure the items are exactly as you requested. Once again, please accept our apologies. If you have any further questions, do not hesitate to contact me. That's excellent. And, oops, sorry, that's my cat. You can actually let them know which to improve, and even ask why do you choose regarding and not reference, something like that. So this way, you discuss the activity with the responses in the classroom, not only giving up this is the correct one and this is the incorrect one, but they know the reasoning, why and when to use regarding, when to use reference. Thank you. Or Miss Rosie. Thank you. All right. So let me just go back. Ooh, a lot of you actually answered. Thank you, everyone. Let me close the submission and let me award the stars. And as oleh-oleh, I will share this link to you. So if you open it, you will be able to see the answers that were collected here. Okay, so that's slide drawing. A couple of other things that we can use. We can use varieties of ways to teach English. This is another example. Instead of about grammar, we want to introduce about past tense, present tense, past continuous, and stuff like that, right? And I remember I have a piece of paper where I have to memorize verb one, verb two, verb three. How about we change it a bit? By this kind of example, they can relate to what they like and what they dislikes and how they put it in words. Like this one, I would like to introduce about past tense and present tense instead of just saying this is for past tense, this is for present tense. I want them to experience and send the answer. I will ask you again using slide drawing. Please send your answers because some of you will have different answers. And by showing this couple of different answers to your students, they will be able to distinguish and to learn even new words. Oh, ini itu past tense. Soalnya ada ininya gitu ya, pattern atau temenku pakai yang ini kenapa ya? Oh, oke. Berarti aku pakainya yang ini. Berarti kalau bentuknya seperti ini, past tense. Dimasukin lagi, dikasih contoh yang lain. Nah, ini kan yang sangat relatable ya tentang makanan dan gampang untuk dijawab. Silahkan, Bapak dan Ibu. Oh, there's actually another way for you to try and answer it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Instead of writing down, you can use text in here. We have text, ya. Jadi teksnya kalau udah muncul seperti ini, bisa ditarik aja. Kalau ke handphone dia lebih gampang ya. Oke. Itu, sorry. Iya, kenapa nih nggak mau gerak? Soalnya saya pakai, let me, use my, okay. So back then, I dislike chilies. Now, saya buka lagi pakai ini lagi, enjoy misalnya. Enjoy. Misalnya gini ya. Saya tarik ke bawah lagi. Yeah, okay. And they can choose a different coloring as well. Yeah, and I'll submit. So this is just an example on how you can introduce grammar lesson to your students. So this way they will know in contextual how and when to use each word. Intern hated love. Excellent, Miss Niket or Miss Ayu. Thank you. Next one is now I love spicy food. Okay. Thank you. That's great. Thank you, everyone. So that's actually, again, just an example. Please be creative, because we want our students to really enjoy the lesson, and they don't feel burdened in learning new things, new word. I'll close the submission. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your answer. Next one is just another example. We want them to identify the correct explanation for each sentence. Like this is an example. If I prefer pizza over burgers, which one can back the statement? What is the reasoning? Because why you're choosing I prefer pizza over burgers? Which one actually can be the reasoning behind the statement that you choose? This is another example. Again, I'm using slide drawing. What I do with this slide is just go to a class point with that slide, and then decide to use this quiz type, which is slide drawing. And then just that. And then you can just run it live with your students. Next bit that I want to share with you is another form, which is using an audio record. This is very essential because we want our students to be able to express or pronounce some stuff right. This audio record is really helpful. This is, again, just an example, just an idea. You can be very creative in creating other stuff. So we want to boost our students' confidence when they are saying things in English or reading things in English. Of course, it will be very relevant if we provide them the examples first, right? So just an example, let's say I want them to experience being a news announcer and at the different occasion also be a circus announcers. I already prepared these 2 scripts. Not only I want them to record and experience to be either news announcer or circus announcer, but I want to give an example first, so then they can follow that example. What I can do is I can go to the browser is available in here. I've already saved a YouTube video. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's already playing. So this is an example, kids. This is an example of a circus announcer that you can follow. After that, you can choose whether you want to be a news announcer or you want to be a circus announcer. And then let me just make sure that I am sharing my computer sound. Yeah. So,
children of all ages, welcome to Weber's Circus. Let our gunslinging, whip-cracking cast take you away to the Wild West. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's showtime!
So based on this example, you are able to explain, the pace, the intonation that he used, why it needs to do that way, what makes it different with news announcer, and then you can play a video of a news announcer, which I already prepared in here. And
today we had
ask them to what are recognize and discuss what are the differences between these two kinds of announcers. I'll play the video.
big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gellgogera Cwndrobwll, Llantysilio Gogogoch, the temperature got to 21 Celsius at 70 in Fahrenheit.
Now, by giving out those two examples, then you can share with them why news announcers need to remain calm, even though, he needs to pronounce a very difficult word. But then you can see that he's still calm. The pace and intonation is still the same, still flat. And it's really different with circus announcer. And you can ask them to experience, we can choose your announcer type. Are you a news announcer or are you a circus announcer? Then if I click on this audio record, a notification will be pushed to the students app, and then they will be able to either choose an audio if you have this as a homework. Let's say tonight at home, record yourself and then send a recording tomorrow in the classroom, or they can record the audio live, so they can choose this one, click, and then let me just allow this first. And okay, I want to be news announcers first. Good evening. Breaking news. A powerful storm is heading our way, bringing heavy rain and strong winds. Then that's an example. They can listen before they send it to you. And okay, I want to be, and they can submit. And as a teacher, I'll go back to my presentation slides. As a teacher, you are able to listen to that audio that was sent. Now, please feel free if you also want to send your audio, teachers. When the audio was sent in, you have the ability to hide the participants' names, because sometimes our students are really shy when their names are being highlighted in the classroom. Remember our topic earlier where they have the fear of making mistakes and them being discouraged in participating in the classroom. So with this feature, you are actually able to hide their names, so it won't be seen. What you can do, you can go to the settings and then you can hide participant names. But if you want to check their name, you can open that back in. I will allow you to, another 2 minutes maybe, if you want to be the news announcer or circus announcer. Please take your time. Oh, and Bahia, please let me know if my time is up. I will try to wrap it up for Q&A. Thank you, Bahia. Okay, because I only have 11 minutes, teachers. I'm so sorry if you have if you are trying to send in your audio, but I will just let me just go and stop share first. Yeah, let me make sure that I'll close the submission. I will just go through some examples and I will share the reasoning why I choose that examples, teachers. Let me reshare. Okay. All right, I will just go through the examples then. The next one is, the well-known fill in the blanks. Um, an example that you can do with the fill in the blanks is you can play an audio and then ask your student to actually fill in the blank. It doesn't need to be um, some difficult phrases. You can go, bit by bit. This one I'm using an example from Alice from Wonderland. So you can play the audio and then you can ask your student to fill in the
Alice
empty.
followed a white rabbit down a hole
Oh, sorry.
and found herself in Wonderland. She met talking animals, a grinning Cheshire cat.
So yeah, you play this audio and then they know there are some missing words. They need to listen to it. And then with fill in the blank activity, they're able to send in their answer. Another example for fill in the blank is this one. So this is an imperative sentence, right? So sometimes we like to use an example is how to cook something. This one is how to plant a seed, and you can give them a selection of words. These are the words that they can choose and use to fill in the blanks. So at the beginning, what do they need to choose? First, fill the pot with soil until it's almost full. The second one, and you give the illustrations as well. I use ChatGPT to generate these pictures, and then they are ways for you to get the questions similar with this, right? So this is an example on fill in the blank. I'll go quickly to the next slide. This one is short answer. Short answer is a bit, easy because you can collect like an essay from your students. Not only in 1 or 2 words, but up until 1,500 characters. So, this is an example if you want to introduce the position and words to use that. So, your student, they might be able to do the chair is next to the bed, and then they can send the answer using short answer with this. I can share these slides later with you, teachers, if you want to use it. And this is another example of using short answer. You can ask them to rearrange the jungle words in here to form a correct sentence and change it into a formal tone. So this one, I need this by tomorrow, but how can you elevate that sentence into something that is formal? I require this by tomorrow. Which one that you change? Need to require. And then you can introduce a formal versus informal language, something like that. And then the next example is word cloud. Using a word cloud activity, you can introduce like a short story, and let's say you want to have your students learn about adjective words. Instead of just give them the words, ask them to search. So from this sentence, which one are the adjectives? And then after that, you can introduce adjective words to them. Adjective tuh apa sih gitu ya, yang mendeskripsikan, cari kata-kata yang masuk golongan adjectives. You can change this into noun and verb. Noun-nya yang mana? Noun itu apa aja yang di sini? Verbs-nya yang mana aja gitu ya. So you can form a word cloud and collect responses from your students. We'll do this with you, teachers, because it's fun to do. This will be our last activity before we wrap it up and go to the Q&A section. But yeah, please find the adjectives that described Luna. This is Luna ya. Jadi ceritanya kira-kira yang mendeskripsikan Luna itu adjective words yang dipakai apa saja. We'll try to answer as well. Please don't be shy and send your answer. So with using word cloud, di sini yang adjective itu This one is adjective, right? Submit. Next one is curious. Yeah. So by this, they are able not only to recognize what are adjectives, but they can see the answers from the whole class. And then together, you can actually discuss this with your students. So these are, there you go. Thank you. Pretty, friendly, curious. With word cloud, in a real time, you can see the answers that are coming in. Bapak dan Ibu yang lain nggak mau coba jawab? Soalnya seru kalau udah kebentuk awan gitu ya, kata-katanya banyak, nanti ada yang besar, ada yang kecil gitu. Misalnya saya ikutan jawab pretty ya di sini ya. Pretty. Nanti dia pretty-nya jadi besar. Great, ada remarkable, bright, pretty, fluffy. Thank you. Excellent. So this is how it's interactive, really interactive for your students to do. Oh, welcome to those who just arrived. Those that haven't joined, you can join my class, classpoint.app. Linknya sudah dibagikan di Zoom chat, and you can share your answers there. Thank you. Okay, so 6 people already answering. This is how it looks like. So you get to introduce them about adjective words, and they get to do the activities on their side. Again, doesn't have to be individual answers. They can, as a collective, you can group them up. They can discuss the paragraph and then let you know which one is the adjective ones. Thank you, everyone. Excellent. Let me close the submission and I'll award the stars to everyone. Still with word cloud, this is just an example. Let's say you want them to spot some tricky words, some difficult new words. You can use word cloud and then they can, send in, maybe your students will send the same answer like undoubtedly. So you can explain to them what is undoubtedly, when do you use it, how to say it, and then try to put it in a sentence and ask them to read one by one. A lot of activities you can do only by, this kind of example. Last example that I want to share for word cloud is find a replacement word, similar word with nervous. And then by doing this kind of activity, your students will be able to know, oh, anxious is also another word for nervous. We can use it as well. And what are other things? So again, this is just an idea on how you can elevate the way you teach. I will jump because I think my time is almost done. I have all the examples in here. I will share this deck with Bahia and the team. So you will be able to have this deck. Last thing that I want to share with you, and this is very crucial in the pedagogical aspect, because we have this AI quiz generator to help you for your language learning. So if you introduce like a story, a paragraph, an email even to your students, and you want to create some questions and incorporating the Bloom's taxonomy levels in it, you can utilize the AI quiz generator with ClassPoint. What you can do, so this is a passage, you just need to prepare a slide and then click on this down below, AI quiz, click on it, and then go to options, and then you can choose the question type that you want to have. So let's say I want to have everything, and then the Bloom's taxonomy levels. So with this, the questions that are generated will help to increase and improve the higher thinking skills of your students. In pedagogical aspect, it helps not only it helps shaping the right questions by the way of the Bloom's taxonomy levels, but also help you a lot because it can help you generate questions so you can use it in the class. So I'll generate the question. What it does, it will scan our slide, and then here you go. So first question coming in, you can check the answer, If you like it, you can save it as a slide. And you can see that evaluate is the part of the Bloom's taxonomy label that it uses. You can generate another, you can generate as many as you want with a couple of different types. If you want to have a short answer, fill in the blanks, not only multiple choice, you can also do that. So when you save that as a slide, it will be a part of your slide presentation, and you can directly do the activity with your students. And this can be hidden as well when you are explaining or share the question with your students. So those are the things that I shared. Just a recap, a couple of things that I haven't shared. You can check them out on the deck. This is a multiple choice question example. This is another example that you can check out. And for multiple choice questions, you can turn that and download an Excel report for you to analyze further. And last but not least is image upload. Now our students are able to communicate with AI. Why not teach them? Teach them how to prompt. You know, by this example, what do you think of our world will look like 100 years from now? Use your own search words to find an image that represents your vision and include it as a caption. So with image upload activity, they get to search online and then key in the keywords that can represent the image that is wanted by the teacher, and then by that you teach them how to prompt in English properly. Couple of other examples, you can check it out, teachers, but I'll give the floor back to Mbak Hia to allow us some time to have a Q&A session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Tia, for the materials. I always love having a class with you karena selalu kasih tips, trik yang simple tapi very meaningful that can actually to be used in the classroom, bisa langsung dipraktekkan oleh Bapak Ibu begitu. Jadi memang sangat-sangat membantu Bapak Ibu sebagai guru untuk betul-betul mencoba untuk improve the teaching method. Apalagi ketika siswanya tuh dari Gen Z ataupun Gen Alpha yang mana native for technologies, yang mana mungkin aktiviti-aktiviti yang sudah disampaikan oleh Miss Tia nanti bisa membantu begitu ya untuk increase their excitement to learn begitu ya Miss Tia. Terima kasih banyak untuk tips and triknya dan juga materinya. Bapak Ibu, kita bisa beralih ke sesi selanjutnya yaitu diskusi. Saya persilakan Bapak Ibu yang ingin bertanya bisa langsung saja menggunakan fitur raise hand yang ada di Zoom. Nanti akan saya berikan akses untuk mikrofonnya. Apabila terkendala, silahkan Bapak Ibu bisa menuliskan pertanyaannya di kolom chat. Nanti akan saya bantu bacakan dan sampaikan ya Bapak Ibu. Dipersilakan bisa dimanfaatkan untuk sesi diskusi kita selama 20 menit Bapak Ibu. Dipersilakan. Mungkin sambil menunggu Bapak Ibu yang ingin raise hand, saya membacakan satu pertanyaan dari Ibu Asih yang sudah dituliskan di kolom komentar. Thank you for the materials, Miss. I really want to try all the tips you have given us tonight, especially the slide where we can submit our answer. Jadi yang tadi sudah dicontohkan begitu ya, Ibu Asih. The only challenges I have is how to make my students listen to me in the class because they always focus on their phone to play games. Sudah dicoba marah, cara pelan, dibujuk, masih tidak mau mendengar, kadang sampai capek. I hope by implementing the tips, we will be able to make a change. Thank you once again, Miss. Mungkin Miss ada tanggapan, dia persilahkan.
Thank you, Mbak Hia and Ibu Asi. I feel you, yeah, and this is how we feel as teachers. Sometimes our students are busy with their own world, sampai lupa lagi belajar gitu ya. Yang paling utama adalah involving them. Make them involve, make them feel that they are part of the class. Sometimes, dan saya suka remind diri sendiri juga bahwa saya nggak boleh hanya fokus ke 1-2 anak saja yang engage sama pelajaran saya, but make sure that I can engage everyone. Dan dikondisikan seperti itu. Salah satu contohnya adalah buat aktivitas yang membuat semuanya sibuk, semuanya terlibat gitu. Jadi tidak hanya anak-anak yang memang jago gitu ya. Terus kadang kan kita put on spotlight anaknya itu lagi gitu ya. Nah, kita coba sesuatu. I haven't shared one thing. Let me just go to my presentation. Uh, jadi ada satu, kalau saya iya pakai tools yang sama aja kali ya biar mudah. Jadi let's say you have a verbal question to your students ya. Let's say an example if you have them answering this. Oke. Nah, misalnya gini. Biasanya kan anak-anak yang mereka ngerasa, aduh ini bukan pelajaran favorit saya gitu ya. Mereka menghindar dari bertanya dan ditanya. Nah, gimana kalau kita membuat situasi terelakkan bagi mereka? Contohnya adalah misalnya kita mau ngebahas, jangan ini deh tadi yang warna-warni si word cloud ya. Saya pakai word cloud. Okay. We know that some of our students, they don't really understand about adjective words, but we want them to learn anyway, right? We have these couple of answers available in here. What you can do, you can go to slideshow, and then you can choose while opening the word cloud like this, gitu ya. Oke, ini ya, Ibu insert as a slide, and then we can discuss together. Instead of menunjuk anak yang dia lagi gitu ya. You can go to name picker, and then this is by design. So you have a name picker, randomly you can choose the student's name. Alifa Laila Sari. Ya, coba maju ke depan dan jawab kenapa pretty itu termasuk dalam adjective words. Wah, itu kan jadi satu satu situasi yang tak terelakkan di mana dia harus jawab gitu ya. Dan cara kita cari namanya aja itu sudah membuat mereka tertarik gitu. This is something new. Biasanya cuma cap cip cip kurang gucup gitu ya. This is something new. Or you can pair them up as well. Or if you know that they're really not really engaged, you can ask them to, can you choose the cards that are available in here? Choosing the card will choose another person after you. Let's say I want to go pizza. Bese Wardatul Jannah. Terpilih gitu ya. And then coming up. Make the situation is fun when you're learning English, and make it accessible to everyone. And sometimes it is really hard to divide our attention to all gitu kan. Tapi sebetulnya it's really easy if you want to again libatin mereka, make them engaged, make them feel that they are part of your lesson. Dengan begitu, mereka akan selalu ngerasa dipercaya dan juga ngerasa bahwa, oh, when is my next turn gitu. Dan kadang di kelas kita tuh ada anak-anak yang mereka tahu mereka jago, mereka coba jawab terus gitu ya, mereka coba untuk tampil terus gitu. Kita bisa reda mereka dan bahkan kita bisa bantuan mereka, jadi bantuan untuk bisa nge-lead anak-anak yang kurang confident dengan group them up, grup kecil-kecil aja 3, 5, tapi benar-benar di blend in yang jago sama yang kurang gitu ya. Dan nanti yang justru presentasi gitu yang disuruh yang jawab itu bukan yang sudah jago tapi yang masih butuh improvements. So this way differentiated instructions juga bisa kita terapkan dengan ngeblend anak-anak ini untuk bisa membantu teman-temannya yang belum terlalu paham misalnya dengan materi tersebut. I hope that helps. It requires a lot of examples, a lot of sessions, a lot of patience, Miss Asih ya. So I hope that these small tips can actually help you in winning back your students' attention so that they don't play games, because your lessons are much more attractive and interactive than their games. Gitu. I hope that helps, Mbak Hia.
Oke, Miss Tia, thank you so much for the tips. Semoga sudah dapat menjawab pertanyaan dari Ibu Asih ataupun juga mungkin Bapak Ibu yang lain yang sepertinya masalah seperti ini tuh dihadapi oleh semua orang ya, oleh Bapak Ibu sekalian gitu. Mungkin nggak cuma satu dua, tapi banyak sekali yang menghadapi seperti itu. Semoga dapat terbantu. Sudah terjawab untuk pertanyaannya. Wes, mantap, Miss, kata Miss Asih. Terima kasih banyak, Miss Asih, untuk responnya. Oke, baik. Kita bisa beralih ke pertanyaan selanjutnya dari Bapak Haryadi. How to increase our students' vocabulary? Wah, ini menarik sekali nih, Miss, karena let's be real, practicing speaking without vocabularies is hard. Mungkin niatnya udah ada nih, tapi vocabulary-nya belum ada. Jadi mungkin Miss Tia bisa memberikan tips gitu, kira-kira seperti apa, dipersilahkan.
Terima kasih Mbak Hia. And who were asking? Pak Haryadi ya, Pak Haryadi, thank you for your question, Pak. That's a great question. And sometimes we want our students to be really fluent gitu ya, tapi terbatas gitu. Terus kadang kata-katanya tuh berantem di dalam kepala gitu ya, mana yang harus dikeluarin gitu ya. Ini cocok apa enggak gitu. Wah, jadi banyak hal. Vocab penting, betul penting. Tapi kan sangat nempel kalau kita share vocabnya kontekstual. Jadi misal, dan ini sepertinya Bapak dan Ibu sudah banyak melakukan ya, kontekstual dan mengajak anak terlibat lagi-lagi Bapak dan Ibu, supaya mereka ada di posisi di mana mereka yang melakukan itu, jadi itu nempel lebih dalam. Ketimbang hanya, oke, kalau kita di taman ya, vocabnya adalah flowers, grass, gitu-gitu kan. Kita buat situasional, kita buat role play, scenarios, contoh. Bapak dan Ibu, misalnya anak-anak hari ini, Bapak mau ngajak anak-anak nonton di bioskop. Oh, sih gitu ya. Padahal terus nggak ke bioskop beneran gitu ya. Misalnya kelas kita sulap Bapak dan Ibu. Kita sulap ada tiket boxnya, ada tempat jualan popcornnya gitu ya. Terus di papan tulis Bapak dan Ibu share kata-kata yang digunakan di dalam bioskop. Apa aja sih? Ada popcorn gitu ya kan, ada apa aja sih? Movies, tickets, how much is it gitu. How much is it itu berapa gitu ya, price. Nah, itu mereka bisa baca tuh. Mereka bisa baca. Terus beberapa ibu bekali dialog ya, dialog yang sangat singkat. Contoh nih ya, kalau mau beli tiket ini apa yang digunakan. Ini harus kamu tanya ke orang yang jual tiket. Orang yang jual tiket punya skenario-nya beda lagi gitu. Dan itu Bapak dan Ibu take turn. Kamu jadi penjaga tiket, kamu jadi yang beli tiket gitu ya. Dan stick with that. Itu sudah diganti, mereka udah nih misalnya ya 15 menit udah ganti, oke udah beli tiket gitu. Jadi semua gerak, semua ngomong, semua ada peran, semua jadi yang nonton kayak ya, jadi yang apa bukain pintu, come in please. Itu ada perannya gitu kan ya, ada line yang harus dibaca. Kalau sudah setelah itu kan mereka sudah apa namanya kontribusi berperan dalam mau nonton bioskop gitu kan rame-rame ya. Bapak dan Ibu, Karyadi bisa ambil teksnya tadi, diganti teksnya, dihilangkan beberapa kata. Jadi, jadi saya apa? Jadi ini kalau mau beli tiket nanya harga apa gimana ya gitu. Jadi misalnya kalau tadi tulisannya adalah how much is it for one ticket gitu ya. Terus dihilangkan how titik-titik is it for one titik-titik gitu. Wah, mereka kan jadi ngeliat ke papan tulis how much gitu. Oh, ini kontekstual. How much? Much itu ternyata digunakan kalau nanya harga gitu. Nah, seperti itu Bapak dan Ibu, itu contoh singkat bisa dijadikan restoran gitu ya. Kalau di restoran pesennya jadi waiternya gimana? Kalau ternyata anaknya terlalu banyak, nonton tapi gantian, mereka harus merasakan. That way, mereka merasakan real situation. So, what they need to say if they are in that kind of situation, gitu. Ini contoh banget, tapi pasti Bapak Ibu nanti bisa lebih kreatif lagi keluar dari ke kebun binatang, kayak ke planetarium. Nah, this way, vocab yang kita ajarkan akan nempel banget karena mereka langsung gunain untuk conversation. Tidak hanya lagi-lagi tidak hanya dihafal gitu ya. Wah, jadi panjang nih, maaf. Pak Riyadi, I hope that helps.
Oke, Miss Tia, thank you so much for the tips role playing ya Bapak Ibu. Mungkin Bapak Ibu beberapa sudah ada yang mencoba atau beberapa ada yang belum gitu. Tapi kalau mendengar dari penjelasannya Miss Tia ini sepertinya seru sekali gitu yang melibatkan semua siswa gitu. Jadi mereka merasa diajak juga nih, mereka belajar bersama-sama dengan situational gitu. Jadi mereka bisa lebih tahu lagi, lebih paham lagi begitu ya Bapak Ibu. Semoga sudah dapat menjawab pertanyaan
Benar, apalagi
dari
ada piringnya beneran gitu ya,
Wah,
ada kostum-kostuman. Itu pasti mereka ngerasa, ih ini kok guru saya asik banget sih nih gitu ya.
iya betul
Jadi
sekali
iya
Miss
nggak
Tia.
cuma ngerasain tapi ada settingan-settingan poster-poster film gitu misalnya.
Wah, luar biasa. Baru sepertinya baru mungkin Bapak Ibu masih belum familiar gitu ya dengan role playing. Mungkin nanti bisa dicoba nih Bapak Ibu langsung dicoba begitu barangkali bisa meningkatkan semangat anak-anak juga nih karena seru sekali sepertinya role playing begitu di dalam kelas. Oke, baik. Terima kasih banyak Miss Tia untuk penjelasannya. Semoga sudah terjawab pertanyaan dari Bapak Haryadi. Oke, selanjutnya ada pertanyaan dari Ibu Sita. I feel what Miss Asih feels. Sometimes I have a hard time too to control my emotions. I'm sorry if it's out of topic, but can you give us tips how to control our emotions, Miss? Because I think it will help us too. Mungkin tadi pertanyaan dari Miss Asih terkait dengan udah dicoba cara marah, cara pelan-pelan, dibujuk masih nggak berhasil. Mungkin jadinya ada kendala juga nih, wah jangan sampai gurunya ikut emosi begitu ya Miss ya. Kira-kira bagaimana nih tips and trick-nya untuk how to control emotions? Dipersilahkan.
Ya, because we're human being ya, pasti emotionsnya ada banget ya, apalagi gemas gitu ngeliat anak-anak sekarang. Apa sih saya ngelihat banyak meme berterbaran gitu ya, anak zaman dulu kalau dimarahin gitu, oh iya nurut gitu. Anak sekarang kalau dimarahin lapor ke polisi gitu ya, diviralin gurunya gitu ya. Nah, satu Bapak dan Ibu, this is hard, this is super hard. Tapi kedepannya akan enak banget beneran. Berdamai dulu dengan kondisi anak-anak kita. Dan karena kita tumbuh besar di era yang berbeda gitu ya, dengan keabsenan hal-hal yang sekarang mereka ada lebih mudah gitu. Dan juga jadinya kita juga makin tambah cepat gitu, sumbunya jadi makin pendek gitu ya kadang ya. Satu, kenapa berdamai? Karena memang, kalau kita ngomong tentang, pembelajaran yang berdiferensiasi, setiap anak ada di level yang berbeda, gitu. Dan memang kita tidak bisa kita paksakan, anak yang udah dia nggak suka gitu ya pelajarannya, aduh bahasa Inggris lagi gitu ya, horor gitu. Sama kayak saya juga dulu matematika, aduh horor horor banget gitu ya. Udah mereka horor, tambah kita kasih, pelajaran, eee, yang mereka ada target gitu. Kan kebanyakan dari, sesuai kurikulum gitu ya, kan ada target anak-anak kita yang akan diujikan gitu. Bagaimana mengaj setelah berdamai, mengajak mereka berdamai kepada pelajarannya. This is hard, I know this is hard. This requires a lot of effort, a lot of, pengorbanan yang harus dilakukan. Hal-hal kalau saya ya, Bapak dan Ibu, ada anak-anak yang nyebelin, saya temenin, saya jadikan teman. Ini di luar konteks pembelajaran. Jadi, saya masuk ke dunianya mereka gitu. Saya so asik gitu ya, so asik. Sebenarnya mereka kan merasa bahwa, eee, kok guru saya ngasih perhatian lebih ya, berarti saya penting. Jadi pada saat, mereka merasa mereka penting, pada saat di pelajaran saya, eee, memastikan pelajaran ini penting, mereka mau hadir di situ, secara willing gitu ya, tidak lagi berontak gitu. Karena kita mau merelakan waktu dan perhatian kita secara agak lebih sedikit ke dia, makanya dia akan, taruh timbal baliknya pasti ada, dan itu otomatis Bapak dan Ibu. Mau anak yang bandel sekalipun, saya tuh ada anak yang super bandel di kelas gitu ya, eee temennya jawab diketawain, ini diketawain gitu ya. Terus, yang saya lakukan adalah, kamu berdiri di depan saya, bantuin saya, apa namanya, bantuin saya ngajar. Tambah ini lagi, tambah runyam lagi gitu, ternyata nggak bisa dikasih spotlight. Harus dicoba Bapak dan Ibu, oh coba ini nggak bisa, coba ini nggak bisa. Akhirnya Di luar kelas saya datengin, kamu mah gitu sih kalau ibu lagi ngajar, ibu kan jadi susah, nggak fokus gitu. Kamu kenapa sih nggak suka bahasa Inggris? Iya bu, wah ternyata keluar. Soalnya susah bu, saya aja ngomong app aja nggak bisa app gitu kan. Gitu, oh ya udah ini pendekatan personalisasi. Makanya pembelajaran berdiferensiasi itu saya jatuh cinta banget. Effortnya besar banget memang Bapak dan Ibu. Tapi satu hal, ini adalah satu momen di mana Bapak dan Ibu menjulurkan tangan lebih jauh gitu ya ke anak-anak kita. Satu hal yang akan mereka ingat bahkan setelah mereka lulus, bahwa guru saya perhatian ke saya, dan ada kontribusi saya untuk saya ingin jadi lebih baik lagi gitu. Itu sih ini wah teori banget sebenarnya ya. Tapi I hope that you can make it. Ini adalah uh, apa tuh orkes guru-guru seluruh dunia ya. Menghadapi kelas yang ribut, keras yang sambil makan sambil tidur gitu ya. Tapi Bapak dan Ibu deketin aja anaknya. Ajak ngomong, kenapa? Kamu kenapa gitu gitu. Dan itu memang rada sulit karena kita harus level down ourselves ya. But it is never leveling down ourselves, Bapak dan Ibu. It is giving bit of ourselves, lebih banyak porsinya ke orang-orang yang challenging, sebagai bentuk investasi, nanti ke depannya mereka akan jauh lebih baik lagi. Coba rasain deh, tes ya, Bapak dan Ibu. Coba nanti kasih tahu ke saya ya berhasil apa enggak. Gitu. Seperti itu, Mbak Hia. I hope that answer Ibu Sita. I wish you all the best.
Oke, ya. Thank you so much for the answer. Semoga sudah dapat menjawab pertanyaan dari Ibu Sita, begitu ya. Bagaimana memang sering sekali nih sudah bandel, nggak mau belajar juga di kelas makan, main HP. Wah, pasti banyak sekali tantangan yang dihadapi untuk menghadapi siswa-siswa seperti itu. Jadi mungkin pendekatan lebih personal lagi supaya siswa juga merasa penting gitu. Wah, aku penting nih. Jadi mungkin nanti mereka bisa bergerak hatinya begitu ya. Semoga Miss Sita bisa mendapatkan insight ataupun juga motivasi setelah mendengar jawaban ataupun penjelasan dari Bistia. Terima kasih untuk pertanyaannya. Okay, so maybe we have one more questions um, to close the discussion session. Ada pertanyaan dari Ibu Ernawati. What should we do if our students do not know the meaning of the word or the sentences? Can we translate them into bahasa Indonesia? Mungkin Miss Ernawati maunya tuh menggunakan bahasa Inggris as much as possible mungkin ya Miss. Tapi memang once again siswa banyak sekali yang nggak bisa ataupun belum bisa. Mungkin bagaimana tips yang Misti atau boleh tidak ya dipersilahkan.
Thank you, Miss Hia and Miss Anrawati. That's a great question. One of the maybe practices that we can try in our class, kita mau mengenalkan banyak kosakata gitu ya, dengan salah satunya adalah dengan terus-menerus ngomong bahasa Inggris gitu di kelas. Kita coba konsisten di beberapa kata bahasa Inggris dulu. Jadi misalnya, contoh ya, hi class, today I'd like to introduce a material about blah. Setiap kita mulai kelas kita selalu mulai pakai itu gitu. Lama-lama anak-anak akan paham bahwa saya mau mulai kelas, introduce, sambil nggak apa-apa kita kasih tahu introduce itu adalah mengenalkan ya. Tapi kalau kita cuma one time gitu aja, anak-anak pasti hilang lagi gitu. Tapi kita konsisten dengan menggunakan kata-kata itu dengan konteksnya yang sesuai. Contoh, misalnya ibu-ibu yang doyan banget nonton Korea gitu ya misalnya ya. Makasih apa bahasa Koreanya? Kamsahamnida gitu ya. Kenapa kita tahu makasih kamsahamnida? Karena selalu digunakan pada saat kontekstual, pada saat apa namanya momen yang tepat gitu. Misalnya jangan pergi hajima gitu. Kenapa tahu hajima orang pergi, terus dia ngomong hajima gitu. Jadi anak-anak sama kalau kita kasih kontekstual sesuai episodenya, kita konsisten pakai itu, anak-anak jadi paham. Bukan jadi tahu artinya apa, tapi paham digunakan kapan, plus artinya gitu. Jadi bonusnya 2 gitu ya. Jadi sekali lagi nggak mungkin, ini perlu banyak latihan dan banyak pengulangan karena bahasa Inggris itu kayak main bola, Bapak dan Ibu. Semakin banyak dilatih, semakin fluent, semakin fluent. Anak-anak kalau setiap hari dikasih tahu hajima hajima gitu ya, mereka lama-lama tahu hajima apa gitu. Sama dengan bahasa Inggris. Jadi kalau Bapak dan Ibu selalu punya episode tertentu, oke, it's break time. Jadi mereka tahu break time itu apa. Oh, break time itu istirahat gitu ya. Nah, itu sedikit-sedikit tapi jadi bukit. Lama-lama anak-anak sudah terbiasa, mereka tahu introduce apa. Oh, introduce ada pelajaran baru lagi nih gitu. Jadi mereka akan tahu keyword itu. So, take it easy, Bapak dan Ibu. It's a lot of work. Tapi pengulangan itu sangat penting ya. Semoga menjawab Mbak Iya. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Tia, for the answer. I hope it helps Miss Ernawati. Terima kasih banyak Ibu Ernawati untuk pertanyaannya. Semoga sudah terjawab ataupun juga Bapak Ibu yang memiliki pertanyaan yang sama. Baik, Bapak Ibu, dengan ini berakhir sudah sesi diskusi kita di pertemuan seminar malam hari ini. Tidak terasa ya, 1,5 jam lebih kita ngobrol ataupun belajar bersama dengan Miss Tia. Saya yakin Bapak Ibu juga banyak sekali mengambil insight-insight ataupun mungkin informasi-informasi baru yang bisa diterapkan dan harapannya juga bisa diimplementasikan langsung ketika Bapak Ibu mengajar di kelas nanti. Okay, baik. I think the time's up, so we can hop on to the very last session, which is documentation. But before we wrap up, I'd like to ask Miss Tia to give us a closing statement. Screen is yours, Miss.
Thank you, Bahia. This is not only a word. I know this has been repeated many times. AI, technology cannot replace teacher. It is real, Bapak dan Ibu. Yang sangat tidak bisa di-replace AI, teknologi manapun adalah kedekatan personal kita dengan peserta didik kita. Kemauan kita untuk memahami kebutuhan anak didik kita, dan juga membawakan pembelajaran sesuai dengan yang akan mereka gunakan, bukan yang akan diujikan gitu. Itu khusus untuk bahasa Inggris ya, karena lepas dari 12 tahun sekolah, habis itu masih tidak bisa belajar ngomong bahasa Inggris gitu ya, atau paham bahasa Inggris, berarti ada pattern atau pola yang sama, yang mungkin bisa kita yang merubahnya pada saat kita isi di saat mereka belajar sama kita. Salah satunya adalah pembelajaran yang berdiferensiasi sesuai dengan kebutuhan siswa kita dan kontekstual. Kontekstual ini nempelnya lebih lama banget insya Allah Bapak dan Ibu. Dan juga ini yang paling penting tadi ya, interpersonal dan emotional intelligence. Bagaimana setiap anak didik kita punya karakter yang berbeda-beda yang bisa kita bantu tumbuh kembangnya. Jadi selamat menghabiskan banyak waktu dengan personalisasi kepada anak Bapak dan Ibu. Semoga bisa mengantarkan mereka jadi pribadi yang terbaik di masa depan. Seperti itu Mbak Hia, terima kasih.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih banyak, Miss, untuk closing statement-nya. Saya izin kutip kembali, setiap anak punya karakter yang berbeda yang bisa kita bantu perkembangannya. Semangat Bapak Ibu sekalian yang hadir malam hari ini. Semoga bisa semakin termotivasi, bisa menambah semangatnya untuk terus mencoba ataupun juga memberikan bantuan begitu kepada siswa-siswa yang ada di sekolah ataupun juga yang Bapak Ibu sekalian ajar. Baik, terima kasih banyak Miss Tia untuk sesi malam hari ini. I think we can take a non-live picture together. So please turn your camera. Silakan Bapak Ibu bisa menyalakan kameranya. Kita akan ambil dokumentasi malam hari ini. Silakan bisa dipersiapkan gaya terbaiknya nih Bapak Ibu. Dipersilakan bisa menyalakan kameranya. Mungkin sambil menunggu Bapak Ibu menyalakan kameranya, saya disampaikan informasi terkait dengan presensi. Nanti akan segera dibagikan setelah kegiatan Zoom selesai. Jadi silakan Bapak Ibu bisa langsung saja dicek di grup WhatsApp kegiatan. Sekali lagi untuk presensi akan diberikan segera setelah kegiatan Zoom selesai, jadi silakan bisa langsung saja dicek di grup WhatsApp kegiatan ya Bapak Ibu. Berikut juga besok akan diberikan untuk fasilitas ataupun materi, barangkali Bapak Ibu tertinggal nih malam hari ini, karena sepertinya banyak yang menyusul ya Bapak Ibu, tidak mengikuti dari awal, tidak apa-apa, silakan nanti bisa menunggu ketika materi dibagikan ataupun juga menonton tayangan ulang di channel YouTube English Space, dipersilahkan. Oke, baik. Saya izin tag screenshot ya Bapak Ibu sebanyak 2 kali. Yang pertama, 3, 2, 1. Oke, baik. Yang kedua, silakan bisa ganti gayanya Bapak Ibu, dipersilahkan. Oke, sudah siap? 3, 2, 1. Oke, baik. Terima kasih banyak Bapak Ibu sekali lagi untuk partisipasinya malam hari ini yang sudah bersemangat belajar bersama-sama selama 1,5 jam ataupun mungkin lebih ya untuk Bapak Ibu meskipun malam-malam, tetapi sepertinya semangatnya tidak kalah surut begitu ya Bapak Ibu dari pagi hari. Semoga semangat ini juga terus bertahan untuk Bapak Ibu hingga esok. Kemudian juga Bapak Ibu bisa mendapatkan banyak manfaat dari kegiatan malam hari ini. Okay, so thank you all for joining us today. Your active participation has made this event engaging, alive, and also more insightful. A special thanks to our dear speaker, Miss Tia. Thank you so much, Miss. Terima kasih banyak sudah membersamai Bapak Ibu malam hari ini, sudah berbagi dan juga belajar bersama. It is such an honor to have you today. So, Bapak Ibu, let's keep learning, stay curious, and continue making a positive impact. I once again thank you so much for being part of today's event. I'm looking forward to our next meeting. So farewell for now until next time. And good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Hia and team. Thank you, Bapak dan Ibu.